Hey there, friends. It's Lynn Limburg of the Health and Fitness Motivation Podcast. And today I have the honor of bringing to you Lori Salmonsen, who is a yoga instructor extraordinaire, an amazing human being who's been so awesome and through so much that I wanted to bring her on to share a little bit about her story and her health and fitness journey. And so without any further to do, Lori, if you would mind sharing where you are from and a little bit about your journey.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you.
Hey.
It's a great honor for me too. I really appreciate you having me on. I live in Snohomish, Washington currently, and I'm originally from the Midwest. So I still definitely have those Midwestern roots.
Very cool. Very cool. And tell folks just a little bit about your story and health and fitness in your life. I know, big question.
It's a big question. I've always been really active. I love the outdoors. So, that's always been part of my life, nature and being outside and breathing the fresh air. And I was a runner for many, many years. I did a full marathon for my 40th birthday. And since then, I've done, I do around 2 or 3 half marathons every year, actual registered marathons. And I really love that as a great motivator to continue my training in running, because I do feel like running brings you so much. And for me, it is a type of therapy mentally, as well as just being such a great physical, exercise. Even if you don't do it all the time, I think just moving your body in whatever way feels really good to you, something that you can keep going with, is the most important thing. And then back in 2007, I decided to try yoga. And yeah, so it's been a while, but now it's like the perfect complement to running and hiking and the other types of things that I like to do. So I really love yoga, just to be such a great balance in my body, and it's changed my body in really great ways. And I think that it has helped me with some of the knee pain that I used to have from running, some of the hip pain, just from kind of that overuse syndrome. And so, yeah, the yoga has been really great now.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you were just, not so recently certified as a yoga instructor. Tell us a little bit about that journey. Because, you've gone 20 years in a corporate desk to I'm going to do yoga instruction now. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about that journey. What brought you there?
Yeah, yes. In 2018, I did get my 200-hour certification. And that was an especially difficult year for me, with some personal stuff going on. Pretty big tragedy that year that kind of rocked me down to the bottom, I would say. And in November of that year, I had already been thinking that I wanted to get certified in yoga, because it was doing these amazing things for my body that I wanted to share with others. And I had also read and heard from other people who had gotten certified for yoga teacher training that it's a really amazing journey to go through it, even if you don't end up making it your life's profession or ever teaching. It's just this really great personal thing to do. So yeah, I did do that in November, and I went to Maui to do my yoga teacher training.
So jealous, so jealous.
Yeah,
Super
yeah,
awesome. Mm-hmm.
oh yeah, it was so great. And it was a 3-week training in Maui. And I have to say though, the first few days were pretty rough because I hadn't been to Hawaii since my divorce, which was 3 years prior to going to Maui. Yeah, and it used to be part of my life, every year going there. So it was kind of twofold, at least maybe more like fourfold when I take all of the
Yeah.
factors into consideration for, what was going on at that time.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, factors in. I thought you said if I take all the actors into consideration.
Well, yeah, that
I was
too.
I was like, wow, that actually kind of works. That kind of works. So when you went to Hawaii and you got your certification, you were at a point in your life where you mentioned that tragedy and just a really difficult broken time. What was it that got you to a spot where you could say, you know what? I don't feel like I have it in me, but I'm going to just do this thing for me anyway. Because most people wouldn't. Most people would be like, nope, life's too hard right now. I can't go to Hawaii and get a certification. What got you there?
That's such a good question. I'm trying to think back now. I did have a lot of good support from friends and family who were encouraging me and saying, this is something you're passionate about. We will be right here when you get back. I think that really helped me to feel like, okay, this is something that I am, people who know me the best are supporting me in. Yeah. And I just felt like I needed to do this for myself. There was I was going through a really hard time here at home. So I think, knowing that, okay, if I just continue on like I have been at home in, in these surroundings, all the memories that I had to face all the time. Yeah, I just, something in my soul told me that I needed to do this. And I was, I almost backed out so many times.
Really?
Will you? I came so close to just saying, no, this is ridiculous. I can't do this. It's too scary. I didn't know who I was going to be rooming with for 3 weeks. I didn't know anybody else who would be in the teacher training with me. Yeah, so
Oh, wow. So you knew nobody. You just signed up.
nobody.
You knew nobody. So was some of that, I have to ask a practical question. Was some of that also like, okay, I've already paid for some of this and I have my flight, so I guess I better go now? Did that help you get there or no?
Not really. No, I would have been able to recover a few of the costs maybe, but no, that wasn't even part of the decision. It was just that I had been thinking about doing a teacher training for several months before that, and I thought, well, this is, it's obviously something that it's not just like one day I decided, oh, this sounds good. I had been thinking about it for a while, so I didn't want to back away from it just from fear. So I think that was a big part of it. Yeah, I wanted to continue this goal and this dream that I had, and see if I could overcome the fear. And I knew that, okay, if I get there and I just can't handle it, then I can fly home. Like, it's not what I want to do, but there is that little bit of an out if I really have to.
You gave yourself a pair. You came with a parachute. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know what's going to happen in life. And sometimes you have to, have plan B.
yep.
That's
Or
okay.
or C or D or E or F.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so for someone who's listening now and they maybe just faced a huge tragedy of just insurmountable, it feels right now, and maybe they have an opportunity to do something for themselves. Maybe not a 200-hour yoga certification, maybe, maybe a 500-hour one, who knows? But maybe just something different, and they're just in that pit of like, I can't even think about doing something for me. What advice would you give them to help them make the right decision for themselves?
Yeah, I love that question. For me, journaling and meditating really helped. And I know that they are, the answer to everything now. They're kind of buzzwords. So I don't want it to sound trite at all. Journaling was huge. One of my friends told me about The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and that's a really great book to help you figure out, okay, how do I journal? Like, looking at a blank page can be, a little overwhelming. So I did that for, I don't know if I did it every single morning. She recommends doing the morning pages, and literally just sit down with your pen. It can be a beautiful pen. It can be, beautiful paper, giant paper, whatever. You don't have to sit down with, like a book, a journal book. It's just a matter of moving some type of writing instrument on some type of surface. And you do it for 10 minutes. And the really interesting thing is, when you are doing these morning pages, you try and do it in the first thing in the morning before you're listening to the news, or, getting your mind all mushed with daily stuff. And the usually the last couple of paragraphs that you end up writing, and mine would usually be around 3 pages. And, it's just, you try and keep your pen moving on the paper. And it doesn't matter if all you say is, I don't like this, this is hard to write, whatever, you just, your pen moving, and then eventually real stuff starts surfacing. So, you might have some amazing insight about your feelings and what's really going on inside of you by, the very last couple of minutes. So I would say that is really helpful. And yeah, and really, meditating, and then also joining other people. If you can take a class, or, do something online, even just to get your mind in, in a different space, to let in some different types of, information, and get different neurons firing. And it can really help you to get out of that stuck place.
Oh, fascinating. So when you say joining other people, my brain first immediately thought, oh, support group to teach me how to journal. That's not what you're talking about.
No, not necessarily, but it could be, like just joining a running club once a week, or, maybe you've been intrigued by, like, doing pottery, or just, it could be anything. I think, just something different, so that you get out of your routine and the same way of thinking, and kind of, like, see what life is bringing to you. Because I think the universe really does put things in our lives to help us along a good path.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I've seen you just be on this really amazing journey of just from tragedy to being able to do some healing and growing and loving. And it's really awesome to see. And I'm really,
thank you.
Really, really grateful to call you a dear friend. So,
oh,
yay.
Thank you. Me too.
Oh, yay.
Yes. Same for you. You are an inspiration to me. So yeah, you're one of the people I think about when, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. And then I look at you and I'm like, yes, Lynn takes on these amazing challenges. And like somehow you just figure it out, and you start with like a small step, and then all of a sudden, you've done it, and you're amazing in that way.
Whether it's for my own good or not, I can think of it. Oh, you're very, very kind. Oh, well, Lori, thank you so much for coming on and just sharing some of your story and your journey. And I really hope it inspires other folks who, if they're in a really, really tough spot, to realize like you can change the topic. You can look and care for yourself, even though it just feels just so impossible in the moment. And so that's just such a great message. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Lynn.
Yay. Alrighty, friends. If you would like to learn more about Couch to Active and coming on board and just continuing your own journey of healing and taking care of yourself in the midst of anything, head on over to couchtoactive.com and check us out. We've got it all there on the homepage for you.